The truth is, Jesus takes us to the people. He's already out there. Sometimes it may be an unexpected encounter. It may be someone that you may bump into in the store. It may be someone that you're doing business with. It may be someone who belongs to a club that you belong to. You see, if we just listen, the Holy Spirit will tell us where He's working. He just asks us to be responsive, to be willing to participate, to meet them in the street, whatever street they're on in their life, to invite them to come to know Jesus, that they should see the noise in our own life, that is, whatever it is He's using to attract others to Christ. All we need to do is be willing to meet them in the street with Jesus, to join Him in the street. Because that's what Peter does. When people come running, Peter begins to declare the gospel. From verse 14 on, Peter is explaining that Christ has come, that all the things that Israel had anticipated and hoped for were now here in the person of Jesus. You see, so many are still looking for Christ. And Jesus says, when I am lifted up, I will draw all men to myself. That is, all humanity, whether they know it or not, are looking for Jesus. All are looking for Jesus. All humanity is searching for Him. Some search for Him in various places. He gives us the opportunity to tell others about Him, because they're all looking for Him. They just may not know it. As it says again in Ecclesiastes, He has put eternity in their hearts. That is, God has made a need in all of humanity to have a relationship with Him, to connect with Him. And He's called us to be a part of sharing Christ with others. That doesn't mean that we have to go door to door and accosting people on the street. It just means we need to be alert. That when we perceive that someone has a need, that we offer to pray for them, that we encourage them. And when they ask, as Peter said, when others ask of you, what is the reason for the hope that you have, you can tell them about Christ. When they see the love and concern and care that you have for them, even for strangers, that you say, I will pray for you. When you give them encouragement. You see, if they're asking, that means God's working in their life. God is working in the life of many. He was working in the lives of all those Hellenistic Jews. All those ones that came running. All those ones who thought they were on their way to the temple. You see, they were met in the street by the apostles, by Jesus. And there He had already provided the means to baptize them in the Roman bathhouses that were there upon that street. See, those Hellenistic Jews and some of those proselytes that it mentioned, when they left Jerusalem, they went back out into the Roman world and provided the nucleus for congregations that would spring up. You see, the church, the early church, may never really understood the full import of what they were doing, but some of those that came running that day on the street in Jerusalem, on that day of Pentecost, some of them became the nucleuses of congregations, places of worship, all across the Roman world. You see, so who knows what one kind word that you and I extend to someone, a prayer that we offer for someone, who knows what seed may be planted in their life that years later that fruit may sprout. You see, it's all because Jesus lives. Pentecost just shows us what is true, that Jesus is with us, that He lives, and that He is continuing His work out in the streets of people's lives, wherever those streets run. See, when we meet them there, they don't have to go to the temple that is turned to religion. They can be baptized. That is, they can experience the grace. They can become immersed in the life of Christ. They can come to know Him. They can experience everything He has for them. They can experience the forgiveness that is already a reality for them. Everything that He has for them, they can experience. He just invites us to come into the streets with Him, to touch the lives of others, to participate in what He's doing. He's working in the lives of people that you know. Often we think, and I know I'm guilty of this myself, I often think, boy, I'd like to see the pews filled every week. I'd like to see the pews overflowing. I'd like to see standing room only. But you see, when we think like that, what we're thinking is we're working for the local church, but we're really working for the gospel. We're working for the gospel. It really doesn't matter if they show up here. What matters is they come to believe in Jesus. In the end, that's what really matters. That they come to believe in Him. It would be nice if they came here. It would be nice, I'd sure like that, but you know what? It's more important that they know Him. That He is their priority. That they come to worship Christ. The early church really didn't fully, I think, understand everything that they were doing. But as time went on, it becomes obvious they did attain some grasp of it. They knew that they were participating with the living Christ. That same Christ that appeared in the upper room was now in the street with them through the presence of the Spirit and working in the lives of people around them. Jesus invites each and all of us to participate with Him, to join Jesus in the streets of people's lives. They no longer need to go to the temple. They can be baptized. That is, they can enter a relationship with Him, be immersed in Him, and come to know Him.